is week 6 and we need to answer the question, what is the ideal process for international market entry according to our text? And how does this ideal process differ from that of born global companies? Every firm chooses a different way of a market entry. However, there is a classic model of internationalization. This process consists of 6 steps. At each of the steps, firm learns more about the chosen market and how to compete in it. Firm assumes more and more risk and do more of the activities by itself. The first step of internationalization is associated with the focusing on domestic market and its demand. In such large markets as USA or Brazil, firm can only operate domestically since the demand on their product will be already sufficient enough. Situation is different in Europe when firms appear in the market with a broad vision to gradually spread their businesses abroad. The difference in the vision of firms in large and small markets can be explained with the geographic nearness of European countries, for example. When a firm creates demand on its product in a domestic market, it can start researching international opportunities. In this stage, not that much firm looks for customers, but the customers look for a firm. They hear about the product, approach the firm, and ask to buy it. In this stage, the risk is pretty low, returns are not high either. When demand on the product increases, firm starts to try to serve the demand. The third step is called entering the market in a small way. Typically, it is made through licensing. Risk still remains low since the firm still doesn't take a high liability. The buyers from international markets hold control over the product since they pay licensing fees. The amount of revenue the firm can receive is usually increasing in this stage. When sales abroad have increased well enough, the firm can try to export its products through an alliance, for example, joint venture. In this step, a firm builds international confidence and commits more resources. The taken risk is getting high, but received revenue is getting much higher as well. After having success by exporting through a joint venture, the firm may choose to build manufacturing facilities through another joint venture. It will enable a firm to take better advantage of the local demand and to be closer to their consumers. When a firm feels confident enough in the international market, it can move to the next step of internationalization and build its own international facilities. It may try to develop its own network of distributors and market its product by itself. This step obviously represents a higher risk and a higher competition since many companies in that country will seek to repeat the firm's success. But this market presence also has a big advantage such as cost cut. There will be no more shipping costs, labor costs will be noticeably lower. If the firm survives increased competition and reaches great sales in the international market, it can spread its operations in the next international market. The firm becomes transnational. This is the last 6th step of internationalization. The distinguished characteristic of transnational firm is its large size and the large numbers of countries in which it operates. Not many firms do reach this last step, only the strongest ones. Nowadays, the top 300 largest transnational firms control over 25% of the world's production assets. Thus, they are the major force in the world economy. This was the classic internationalization model, the idealized one. Some firms start running their business abroad without following the common pattern. Those are mostly technology-focused firms, which won't survive if they start up with a single national market. A single national market won't give them a sufficient demand. That is why they have to enter global markets right away. That is That's why they are called born global businesses. Such firms don't build an understanding of international market over time. Instead, they just establish different activities in different countries from the day number one. The best example might be computer hardware industry. The growth of Born Global firm has significantly increased in the recent years. The ability to communicate has noticeably aided in this process. In summary, there is a wide variety of choices for a firm to go international. Those choices are based on firm strategic goals and core competencies. Thank you very much. That was all from me.